But I wanted to cover a couple of these real magnificent play calls here from our Mike Macdonald. Just when he wants to whip out that flavor, when he wants to bring it out and give it to you and say, hey, I got some wrinkles I can throw at you that you ain't going to see coming. Man, do they hit hard. And I want to show you guys a couple of play calls this week that just hit a little bit different.
This one hit different.
You ran these blitzes because you had them in third down and long, and you were wanting to force their hand on third down and long. And it's something that Macdonald, to me, is master of anything else defensively speaking, is that if he gets you in third and long, from the stack boxes, the simulated pressures, the ability to manipulate you to throw to a hot route read that they're then going to be able to rally up and tackle up on the ball before you can get to the sticks on the first down marker, he's really good at it. It stands out over and over going his play calling where you just go, wow, this guy just really has a good understanding of what offenses are trying to do on these third and longs, and how he can kind of just take the tools away from them, where they're just sort of just sitting there just staring and going, man, there's nothing we can do. He doesn't give you any options. He doesn't give you any exits. You're just kind of trapped, and it's where he's at his best. And the more third and longs this defense can pull out, I'll tell you out throughout the season, the better, because you see what he can do with it when you do give him these opportunities. So this is a 3rd and 4. You're at the 16-yard line. You can see the first down marker above there at the 11-yard line. So this isn't even as much a 3rd and as long as he usually does this. But you hadn't blitzed much in this game, so this completely caught the Chiefs off guard. And this is what they call a casino blitz. Casino blitz is a beautiful thing. You're rolling the dice. Why do they call it casino blitz? Because you're leaving no extra men on the back end. You're attempting to blitz a front and throw too many men at that front of the offensive line, then they are able to block. So count it up here as far as the Seattle Seahawks you have on the offensive line here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many Chiefs offensive linemen do you have? Well, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you got your 5 set, but then you got your 1 back. So you have your 7 for 6 in the setup here. And that's where you've got the extra numbers game. So now he's got up and down here, you got your corner on the outside, guarding his guy, the other corner on the outside, off coverage, one guy in press, one guy in off, and then you got your other 2 guys set up here. So you're going to get a free rusher. Can the quarterback find his hot route read or throw it and get the ball out before the free rusher can get to them? Well, it's very hard to do so. And you see the quarterback tries a pirouette move, just ends up throwing this thing away. But he's essentially, if he tries to take this extra hitch drop thing, so you got to essentially, when you're going to throw out of a casino blitz, you basically got to hit your back foot and let it go. He can't do this little extra slide thing he does or he's cooked. But he can't throw it here because nobody's open. You have to throw it blind or with supreme anticipation to be able to complete this ball. And that's what's great about this blitz is it forces the hand before the receivers are open to get anything done. So even the running back gets the guy picked up, but now the edge guy's clear. That's that numbers game you're running. For years here, we just didn't blitz, and this is the beauty of blitzing. Is there a risk to be taken here? Yeah, there's a little bit of a risk. But when you get down near the goal line, you're maybe willing to run a little bit more of the risk. There's less of a big play to get you beat up over the top. And if they don't have any short routes, and the thing you see about the Chiefs here is they're trying to push all these routes up the field. Those are longer developing routes. That's why the quarterback pirouettes here. If you happen to catch him at the right point with this, and he doesn't have a hot route called, and that running back's got to stay in to block, one less receiver to throw to, one less hot to hit, now you're toast. Beautiful play call here by Mike Macdonald. And again, on third down, he can just be so tough to deal with. A little bit later, again, this is going to be a little bit more of a 3rd and longer situation here. This is more of, I think, like a 3rd and 11-ish. See the sticks there at the top there at about the 45-yard line. So you got a little bit of a longer one, a little bit of a similar concept to the last one. Not quite casino blitz, but kind of close to it as well. Here you do have at least the 1 extra guy back in the safety position, so it's just almost on that phase of things. But still, you've got the 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage for essentially what is now going to be the 6 potential blockers in total for the Chiefs when you include the running back who's going to stay in. When you run these stack fronts like this, the quarterback's going to keep the running back in because if he doesn't, you're then going to get that free rusher, right? And then that's where the safety will then come up. The one safety who's kind of uncovered, so to speak, he can come up now and climb and grab that running back at that point. What Mike Macdonald's trying to do on this play is actually get this out to the hot route. The problem is the blitz gets there so fast that the guy's got to run and scramble out of the play. So if you watch how this play is set up, you're in press coverage to disrupt the route at the bottom side so you can't throw it quick to that guy. You've got the safety climbing up. Let's unpack this a little bit here. Safety on the top side here, Akata. He's going to climb up to take away what would be a slant route from this receiver. So you're impressed if the receiver takes the inside leverage there. You've got the safety climbing down here to now remove that slant route or a post route as well. The receiver wants to win on this. He's going to have to slide around the edge and get out to the outside and run the 9 route if that's the way you're going to see a win on this play for them, because he's effectively can kind of be doubled here by Akata. That's why the guy at the corner at the bottom can press so kind of heartily. So he's removed from this play essentially, and the quarterback knows it. Now you're trying to take away sort of a 3-for-2 situation at the top of your, sort of 3-for-3 at the top of your situation here. And you're making sure that any of these guys that climb down to the sticks at the 45-yard line, you're going to have essentially 3 Seattle Seahawks down there around the sticks. You got one guy deep, but notice how nobody's climbing up on the play. See how everybody's into a drop? Yeah, it's to the 11-yard line, but what you're doing is you're also basically giving the offense a slice of cheese, hopefully to the quarterback. I saw them do this last year in the Falcons game brilliantly as well, in a similar kind of down and distance. What I mean by that is you want to give them the hot route read open here. So do you see the hot route? Which one would it be? Of course, the guy at the top of the screen, right? Look at him running free and clear. And then you see all those Seahawks piled in right at the sticks, playing the sticks. My God, how good that looks. We're actually not going to give you the first down. So what they're doing in anticipation of this, and I know they've instructed the players on this, you drop to the sticks. We're looking for there's not going to be multiple guys leaking out in the flat. They're going to have to deal with our blitz here. So you're going to get one leaker into the flat at most. They might go full max protect and you get no leakers. And at that point, we got him because he's not going to have enough time to get down to those routes down the field. And we're covering it up at depth with our coverages. So we're going to have one guy open out in the flat, that guy. Quarterback throws to him. We're going to have two guys ready to rally. If the quarterback hit his back foot right here, right, and you didn't have the free rusher, and he just threw this out to the tight end there on that short little route. Look at the Seahawks defender's body language on this play, 46, and then look at the guy over 46's left shoulder. Do they look like they're looking at the receivers, or do they look like they're looking at that hot route? And I swear to God that they've told him, we're going to leave the hot route open, guy's going to throw to it, you two rally up, combo up on the tackle, it's done, and look where the sticks are at the 45. If he makes that catch, he's going to be 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. A brilliant play call to me. And he does this in the regular season as well. Set up on the back of the stack boxes. Rather than letting the offense dictate to you, you're dictating the terms to the offense. First, you're dictating the protections. You're forcing one less running back to go out and one less guy to be out as a pass catcher. And then the secondary part of this is that you're forcing them to throw to the hot. Multiple things going on here at once. Can't hit the hot though because the blitz gets there so fast, because you basically get a free rusher. As you see, the running back kind of makes a weird decision here. Watch the running back on this play, because I don't know what he was doing. Watch him. Guy goes right past him. It's like the guy goes invisible. See that? Isn't that wild? Just completely goes invisible around the running back. He straight up olays him. Look at him olay him. And then he gets in there and tries to act like he's blocking another guy. You let the free rusher come through. Nice job there on the blitz, but golly, running back's got to get better effort than that, doesn't he?